What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the top 5 things that I had wished I had known before I came to Korea. If you're ready, let's go. So as you may know, for the past several months I've been stationed here in Korea, and I want to share with you guys the top 5 things that would have made my life easier when I first got here. So the first thing is the buses on post. Most people in Korea don't have cars that they drive around in, especially if you're a rotational unit like myself. You're not even allowed to have cars. So you rely heavily on either taxis or buses. If you're using taxis all the time, that's great, you get where you need to go quickly. However, it adds up to be a lot of money. So the buses is really the way to go. Unfortunately, when you first get here, learning the bus system can be a little bit complicated. Knowing where you need to go, which buses to get on, when they're coming, and all that important information. So I want to show you one of the apps that I learned just a couple of months ago after being here for several months that would have made it a whole lot easier. So let's jump onto my phone and I'll show you. So we're going to open it up. The first app is Camp Korea. So this works for Camp Humphreys or Camp Casey, either one. And you can see you can call a taxi. You can put where it's from, where it's going to, and you can order a taxi straight from the app. Or there's the red line bus, the blue line bus, and the green line bus. And if you click on any one of them, we're going to click on the red line right here. It shows you the next departing bus, and approximately, these times aren't going to be exact. If you look up here, it says location of the bus is based on a timetable. Minor differences are plausible. So you can scroll through and you can look at where all the red line buses are and approximately what time they're going to get to your location. So for me, I'm at Tomahawk DFAC. That's where I usually get on the bus. So the next bus arriving to me would be at 12:37 if I want to take the red bus, which is what I would take to go to the walking gate if I was going off post. The next most common bus that I would take is the blue line bus. So if I open up the blue line here, we can see there's going to be a bus at 12:33 here in just a couple of minutes. You can see it is 12:33 on my screen right now, so it should be getting here in just a couple of seconds. So that's the app that is really helpful for using the buses on post. The second most important thing that I wish I would have known when I got to Korea is how to navigate through the public transit system. So back in the States, public transit isn't something that we use or rely on very heavily, unfortunately. Here in Korea, like in a lot of countries, public transit is widespread. You can get just about anywhere you want to go using buses or trains to get there. However, when you first get here, being in a new country, new language, it can be very confusing trying to figure out the bus system and the train system. Fortunately, there's a really good app that can help you out with that. Let's jump back onto my phone and I'll show you the second biggest tip. So we're gonna come back into here, and you see there's 3 different apps here. There's Kakao Map, Kakao Bus, and Kakao Metro. Looking at Kakao Metro here, this shows you all of the bus lines. This one isn't my favorite app to use. You can figure out where you're going. So usually I would do Pyeongtaek. So I can say I'm going from here to, let's say, Gangnam. And then it will show you all the buses that you need to take, or I'm sorry, the trains to get you where you're going. It'll take you how long, it shows you how much it's going to cost you. You can change the time. So it's very convenient. Alright, now the third tip that I want to share with you goes very closely hand in hand with the last tip that we just talked about, and that is getting a T-Money card. So the T-Money card can be purchased either at the train station, it can be purchased at convenience stores. There's a shop like right outside the main gate at Camp Humphreys where you can buy one of these. The card itself will cost you about $2, and then you can constantly keep reloading it. And then when you get onto a bus or onto a train or onto a taxi, you just tap your card to pay the fare. This will save you money, it will save you time, and it will save you a massive headache when you're using this to travel around Korea. It's so convenient, and it's accepted just about everywhere. Vending machines even take this card. If you're lucky, when you move into the barracks, the person that's leaving and going back to the States may leave one for you. That's how I got this one, and that's what I plan to do for the people that's going to be moving into my room when I take off. Now, the fourth tip that I'd like to share with you that I wish I would have done when I came to Korea is honestly one of the hardest tips, but it can save you the most time. And that is learn some basic Korean. There's tons of free apps on the internet that can teach you the basics of any language. So I highly recommend that you learn some of the language. The people are much more friendly. It shows that you're interested. They can get you better deals, and they can help you navigate if you take some time and go learn some of their language. You can go to like Duolingo, you can go to Babbel, all of these free apps that help you out. And there's many more that you can look up. Those are just a couple that I've used in the past. Now, my fifth and final tip that I wish I would have done when I came to Korea is have a plan for the places that you would like to travel. I spent so much time in my room on weekends researching places that sounded fun, when I had a lot of time in the rear before coming out here that I could have looked up places to travel. Had I known how to navigate through the country, had I known some of the basic phrases to communicate with people when I first got here, life would have been so much easier. I could have gotten to the places I wanted to go without hassle. Instead, I sat on my laptop for hours with my roommate and some of my other friends saying, hey, where do we want to go? What sounds good? And we wasted entire weekends doing that when we could have just already had a plan and got out and gone. So those are my 5 tips for coming to Korea. I hope you've enjoyed them. If you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll catch you next time.